software and everything.
Okay, it's okay with you if I do the opening prayer?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Our dear Father in heaven, we are grateful with you for the opportunity we have to be together. We are grateful for your love and for your blessings, and especially because we have the opportunity to be in this session. Please bless us with your spirit so that we can understand the topics, and please help us to have great results in the university. Please bless Jennifer, that is her work in this moment, so that she can arrive to her safely. Please bless Hannah's family and also Daniel's family, so that they can be good in this moment also. Father, we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
So should we all take the quiz together and like start with number 1? If anybody has any questions, we can.
Yep.
Okay. We shouldn't have too much trouble with question 1. I actively participated in this lessons group meeting. True or false?
True. Okay, it's my turn to read. Yeah or no?
Yes, go ahead.
For each of the next 4 questions, identify the one hypothesis test that is most appropriate to the given situation. In an article in the Journal of Small Business Management, successful startup businesses in the United States and Korea were compared. One set of data compared educational level, high school, undergraduate degree, master's degree, doctoral degree, of people who manage successful startup companies in the United States and Korea. You want to determine if education level of managers of successful startup companies is independent of the country they are from, the United States and Korea. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis? Got independent sample t-test.
What did you say?
Dependent sample t-test.
I got a test of 2 proportions because this is categorical. And so it'd be proportional.
Question 2. I put paired and I got it wrong. So then I tried ANOVA.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's an ANOVA.
So ANOVA and paired, those are both variable and they both use numbers. And this one here, it's talking about high school, undergraduate degree, master's degree, and doctoral degree, and United States and Korea and how successful they were. And those are not numbers. Those are, well, I guess you could come up with numbers for the data, but it's categorical. So it would be proportional because I did test of 2 proportions and that was correct.
Yeah, you got the reason.
It was a test of 2 proportions?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I was looking at the wrong question. I actually put down the last one, the chi-square test of independence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it chi? It's a chi?
Yeah, it's chi.
Okay, I was thinking it was ANOVA just because it had, the high school, the undergraduate, master's, doctoral, and then it had like United States, Korea, and how it had just those different categories. I was thinking, but then I forgot about the chi, so that makes sense.
So yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Anyway. Question number 3. A human resources manager reported data from a recent involuntary reduction in force, RIF, at her company. You are an attorney and want to determine if age discrimination was a factor. It is illegal to discriminate against employees because of age. The company reported the number of employees in two groups, 40-year-old or younger and over 40 years old. They also reported the number of employees in each group who were terminated. You want to determine if both age groups were treated equally. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis? I got 2 proportions for this one.
I got
I tried it. My initial answer was a test of 2 proportions.
Mine was as well, and I got that one right.
Yeah, I got it right.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
I bet just because there's two different age groups, and they wanted to determine what if there was a difference. But what did it say?
Mm-hmm.
I just felt good about it.
Well, the number of employees who were terminated.
Because there was 2 groups. That's why.
Yeah.
I'll go. But I got it wrong. Question 4. A survey was conducted by a group of state lotteries. A random sample of 2,406 adults completed the survey. A total of 248 were classified as heavy players. Of these, 152 were male. You want to determine if the proportion of male heavy lottery players is different than the proportion of males in the population, which is 48.5%. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis? Would it be the proportion?
Which proportion?
Or test of 1 proportion?
Yeah. That's the one I got. And it was right.
Okay, my turn. Question number 5. A student project compared the effectiveness of 2 different combination locks. One of the locks turned clockwise first, and the other lock turned counterclockwise first. They asked 25 students to participate in the study. Each student was given the combination to each lock and asked to open the locks. The time it took to them to open each lock was recorded. They want to determine if one of the locks is easier to open. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis? I got independent sample t-test.
So my first answer was a test of 2 proportions, but that was wrong. So my next best guess would be a test of 1 proportion, because you have 25 students, and anyway, they were asked to open the locks, and anyway, the time it took them to open each lock was recorded. So they wanted to determine if one of the locks is easier to open. And so
I chose 1 sample t-test, and that was wrong. And then so I chose independent sample t-test just because I didn't feel, I know when you're doing a 1 producing a percentage, and you always have to have a p hat and a p, and it doesn't, there's no p hat here, so I don't think 1 proportion would work.
Well, there's no proportion, but I don't know. I just feel like because you're opening a lock and you're like, is it easier to open this lock versus this lock?
Because if it was paired, like they would talk about the morning, like your morning height, you would have a pre and a post. But so independent would be, there's 2 separate clocks. One's going counterclockwise, one's going clockwise. and there's two different sets of data that's been analyzed. So when you put them in an independent, it seems like it fits.
Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. It would be a paired sample t-test.
Paired sample? I didn't do a paired sample because I don't think they're looking like if they would say what's the difference, like when they're asking if there's a difference in mean or a mean difference.
Well,
then that would be like a difference between dependent and independent. So are these independent of each other? Because we don't need to know what one time for one lock was. Like one lock time is not going to determine what's in the second lock time. So I think it's independent.
But you got the student, and anyway, if you got like a student that it took them like 25 seconds to open one lock and 30 seconds to open the other lock, and anyway, that there would be like a paired data, because if you had another student and it took them like 40 seconds to open one lock and 45 seconds to open the other lock, and if you switch the data in each column, then it would mess up like the difference of those two, because 30 versus 35, that's just 5, and 40 versus 45, that's just 5 seconds. But if you switch those around, then it's like 30 versus 45 and 40 versus 35, which makes it so that way it doesn't seem like there was an improvement there. But
because I know if it's paired, if there's like a brother and a sister and they want to determine if one grade is dependent on the other, they're gonna choose a brother and a sister that live together.
yeah.
Or like the husband and wife, like if their income, if they're married, they want to determine it. So that's going to be paired, and they're going to be dependent on each other. If they're not married, then you're not going to want it in wives. You're not going to want their data if they're not married.
Hmm.
So it might be. I don't think it could be or be paired. And so it can't be a sample of one sample z-test or t-test.
Yeah.
So there's two different. No, it's a house phone.
But I still think it's paired just because it's like that one Excel document that we
phone.
Okay.
We carry on.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. 6. For the next 3 questions, identify the one confidence interval that is most appropriate for the given situation. A bank employee 2 appraisers. A bank employs 2 appraisers. When approving borrowers for mortgages, it is imperative that the appraisers value the same type of properties consistently. To make sure this is the case, the bank evaluates 6 properties that both appraisers had recently valued. Which confidence interval would be most appropriate for this study? I said I'm going to go with paired.
So
for 6.
I did the last one, proportionate confidence interval for 2 proportions, and that was right. So
Okay.
For 6?
yeah.
I did a paired sample T confidence interval, and it was right.
Oh.
And you did a confidence interval for 2 proportions?
Yeah. And I got that right. Oh, wait a second.
Wow.
I'm just looking.
6, right? Question 6.
I actually got that one wrong, looking back. Sorry. I wrote down my notes wrong. Okay. So, you said it was a paired sample t-test?
Yeah.
Correct. Let's see here. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So, question 7.
Yeah, I was thinking about the question 7.
Yeah. You guys ready to go on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. In a Wall Street Journal article on satisfaction with career paths, the percentage of psychology majors reporting they were satisfied with their career path was reported. The same data was also reported for accounting majors. You decide to construct a 95% confidence interval to see if the observed difference is significant. Which confidence interval would be most appropriate for this study? So this one here, I got the last one.
The last one?
Yeah, a confidence interval for 2 proportions.
Yeah, I put I got that one wrong.
Okay. Are you ready to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Double-stuffed Oreo cookies are supposed to have twice the filling of regular Oreo cookies. You and some friends decide you want to know if that is a true assertion by the company who makes them. You take a 55 double-stuffed Oreo cookies and measure the amount of filling in each one. You need to
I'm busy doing in the class for like the next 2 hours. I don't know. You can come check. But
tell me. Daniel.
What happened?
You was tell me something, and I was not.
I had to answer a call. What was I missed seconds last week.
Okay. You take a sample of 55 double-stuffed Oreo cookies and measure the amount of filling in each one. You need to construct a confidence interval to estimate the mean filling amount of double-stuffed Oreos in order to compare it to the filling amount in regular Oreos. Which confidence interval would be most appropriate for this study? I got confidence interval for 2 proportions.
Confidence interval for 2 proportions. Okay, so I put
it right. I did a paired sample. I don't know if that's right.
Did you get that right or no?
Confidence interval for 2 proportions would be wrong. I put that one in my first one.
Okay. For my first one, I put down confidence interval for 1 proportion. That was also wrong. So
maybe they're paired. If it's not a double stuff, then it's whatever you weigh out. It's gonna be, the double stuff's gonna be dependent. Do you think that'd be it? That they're paired?
Yeah.
We need to find a difference.
That looks right to me. So.
Which one, paired?
Yeah, paired samples T confidence interval.
So 9. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Which one of the following best defines the notion of the significance level of a hypothesis test? Is this the probability of a type 1 error?
I got the same.
Me too. Question 10. Which one of the following best defines the notion of the p-value of a hypothesis test? So I got the third one, the probability of observing a sample statistic more extreme than the reaction, assuming the null hypothesis is true.
I got the same.
I think that's
Okay. Question 11. Suppose you create a 95% confidence interval for a mean. You get something. You have been told to report this by saying something like, we are 95% confident that the true mean is between 10 and 20. Exactly what does this mean? I got 95 of all 95 confidence intervals actually contain the true mean.
That's what I got.
Me too. Alright. Okay. Use the following information to answer the next three questions. You take a simple random sample of 100 adults from a town in the Western to determine the proportion of those in town who invest in the stock market. Assume the unknown population proportion or percentage of people in town who invest in the stock market is P equals 30%. What? Question 12. What is the mean of the distribution of the sample portion? 0.3.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 13. What is the standard deviation of the distribution of the sample proportions? So for this one, I got 0.046.
I got the same.
Same thing.
Okay, what is the probability that your random sample of 100 adults will have a sample proportion less than 0.25? I got 0.138.
That's what I got.
How did we figure that out? Did we use the probability app?
Yeah.
Or just asking stuff? Yeah.
I think so.
So 15.
Yep.
Use the following information to answer the next 7 questions. Accuprel is meant to control hypertension. Clinical trials of Acupure 1,000 or 2,142 subjects were divided into 2 groups. The 1,563 subjects in the experimental group received Accuprel. The 579 subjects in the control group received a placebo. Of the 1,563 in the experimental group, 61 dizziness as a side effect. Of the 579 subjects in the control group, 15 experienced side effect. Let P1 be the proportion of people who experience dizziness while taking Accuprel. That the true proportion of people who experience dizziness but do not take Accuprel. Create a 95% confidence interval for P1 minus P2. Put the margin of error lower and upper bounds below, rounded to 3 decimal places. 0.013.
I got
15.
for 15. I got 0.016.
0.06.
So
How did you do? Is it upper plus lower, or is it lower plus upper divided by 2?
it's upper minus lower divided by 2.
Okay,
So,
you got
okay, I'll figure that out.
Okay.
you got which answer for question 15, Anna?
I got 0.016.
And you are using the formula for m equals c times root of p times 1 minus p divided n?
No, I'm using. So I plugged in the data into the categorical data analysis hat Excel
Yeah.
thing that we've been given, and I took the upper bound of the confidence interval and subtracted the lower bound, and then after I did that, I divided it by 2.
Okay. Thank you. You said the categorical data, right?
Are you guys ready to go on?
Yeah.
Okay. For the lower bound, I got negative 0.003.
I'm working on it. Categorical. Yeah, I got that.
Does it make 17? I got 0.029.
Yep, that's what I got. Number 18. Perform a hypothesis test to see if the proportion of experimental groups subjects who experience dizziness is different than the proportion of control group subjects who do. Use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. What are the appropriate null and alternative hypotheses? So I got the first one, which is the null is P1 equals P2 and P1 does not equal P2.
Okay. Please let me ask you a question. I got for question 17, 0.089, right?
0.0. We got 0.029.
Let me check something. Okay, thank you. And for the next question, I got, let me check it. Okay, I got the same. Okay, I am ready. Thank you.
19. I got 1.458.
Yeah, I got the same.
Me too.
For question 20, the p-value of your test is, I got 0.145.
Question 21. Is there sufficient evidence to conclude that the true proportion of people who experience dizziness while taking acrupil is different than the true proportion of people who experience dizziness while not taking acrupil? So I got the last one. No, we failed to reject the null hypothesis.
Is it right? Asking. Was it right? Failed to reject?
Oh, yeah, that was right.
A survey was conducted of 1,279 randomly selected adults in 18 aged 18 and older. They were asked, "Are you a morning person or a night person?" The hypothesis for this test study are: hypothesis being a morning or evening person is independent of age. Alternative hypothesis being a morning or evening person is not independent of age. And conduct a test of independence using a level of significance of alpha 1.05. Calculate the test statistic for the hypothesis test. Assume the requirements for the test are satisfied. And I got 6.579.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay. Calculate the p-value for this hypothesis test. Assume the requirements for the test are satisfied. I got 0.087.
I got. Did you reject the null or not? Explain. So for that one, I got the fourth one. The p-value is greater than 0.05, so no.
Yeah, I got the same.
What do you conclude based on your results? the last one, we have sufficient evidence to say that being a morning or evening person is not independent of age.
Is that the fourth one you said?
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's the one I got too.
Okay.
Okay. It says, here's the following information to answer the next 8 questions. A recent book noted that only 20% of all investment managers outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average over a 5-year period. A random sample of 200 investment managers that had graduated from one of the top 10 business programs in the country were followed over a 5-year period. 50 of these outperformed the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let be the true proportion of investment managers who graduated from one of the top 10 business programs who outperformed the Dow Jones over a 5-year period. Basing on the results of the sample, create a 95% confidence interval of P. Input the lower and upper bands below rounded to 3 decimal places. Okay, in this case, I got the lower bound 0.190.
Yeah. The upper, I got 0.310.
Yep.
Yep. Suppose you had been in charge of designing the study. What sample size would be needed to construct a margin of error of 2% with 95% confidence? Use the prior estimate of P star equals 0.2 for this estimate. So I got 1,537.
Got the same.
Yeah.
Suppose you wish to see if there is evidence that graduates of one of the top 10 business programs perform better than other investment managers. Conduct a hypothesis test, use a level of significance of alpha 0.05. In this case, I got, oh, excuse me. I'm searching for the answer. I got P different 0.2 and P equals 0.2. So the first one?
So 29, I got the fifth one, so that would be E, I guess. And that would be the alternative hypothesis would be P is greater than 0.2.
I'll
And-
try. No, I didn't do that one.
And that's because it's like, because programs performs better than other investment managers, so that means they have to get above them. So it's greater than.
Yes, thank you.
So what requirements must be met to ensure that P hat is normally distributed? That would be the first one where everything's greater than or equal to 10.
Yeah.
Sure. Now your test statistic for 31, then 6 and 8.
I missed part of that. Could you repeat that?
31,
Yeah.
1.768.
Okay, that's what I got. Good.
Okay. The p-value of your test is, and I got that wrong because I used it 1.768 also.
I didn't get it either. I didn't get 30. I got it wrong.
Okay, so I got that one right. And the reason why you guys probably got it wrong is because you used not equals to instead of greater than. Or
Greater than, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got 0.039 for that.
0.39.
Yeah.
0.39.
Yep. 0.039. You guys good to go on?
Yeah, I got 33 wrong.
So, is there sufficient evidence to conclude that graduates from the top 10 business programs perform better than other investment managers? And I got the first one. Yes, we rejected the null hypothesis because the p-value is less than the level of significance, which is 0.05.
Yeah.
So first one?
Yeah.
Choice.
Yeah.
Computer software is commonly used to translate text from one language to another. As part of his PhD thesis, Philip Cohen developed a phrase-based translation program called Pharo. The quality of the translation can vary. A good translation system should match a professional human translation. It is important to be able to quantify how good the translation product by Pharo are. The IBM T.J. Watson Research Center developed methods to measure the quality of a translation from one language to another. One of these is the bilingual evaluation understudy BLUE. A BLUE score is a number range from 0 to 1 that indicates how well a computer translation matches a professional human translation of the same text. Higher scores indicate a better match. BLUE helps companies who develop translation software monitor the effect of daily changes to their systems in order to weed out bad ideas from good ideas. To compare Pharo's ability to translate with similar computer translation software, Cohen took a random sample of 100 blocks of Spanish text, each of which contained 300 sentences, and used Pharo to translate each of these to English. The BLUE score was calculated for each of the 100 blocks. These scores are recorded in the data file BLUE scores XLSX. He wants to use the data to see his mean BLUE scores differ from mean BLUE, another leading translation software, which has a population mean score of 0.295. As soon as requirements are satisfied, construct a 95% confidence interval for Pharo's true mean BLUE score. Record your answers below. Input the lower bound, round your answer to 3 decimal places. 0.282.
I got the same.
I got the same as well.
Okay, input the upper bound. The upper bound is 0.293.
I got the same one.
Okay. Calculate the degrees of freedom, the test statistic, and the p-value for a test of mu equals 295 against mu does not equal 295. Assume the requirements are satisfied. Input your answers for the next 3 questions. So 36, I got 99 for degrees of freedom.
Got the same.
We have the same thing. Input 37. Input the test statistic, round to 3 decimal places. Negative 2.803.
No, I got 0.006, but I don't know if I got that answer right.
Let me see if I got you got the 37.
So
I got 30. Right.
okay, I got that one wrong.
So the answer is
Negative 2.803. 803. Negative 2.803.
okay. Thank you.
38. Then put the p-value, round your answer to 3 decimal places. Example 0.009. 38 was 0.006.
Yeah, I got it.
and 39 I got it wrong. I was having trouble with this.
Okay. The results of this test, what would use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. And again, we have insufficient evidence to say that the true mean is equal to 0.295.
What choice was that?
Let me check it. Insufficient evidence to say that the true mean. The B.
Choice 3 is wrong. Choice 3 is wrong.
I got choice 2.
I took the test and I got choice 1, and that was right. So we have sufficient evidence to say that what the true mean is different than that. And that is because the p-value is less than the level of significance. And so we would have sufficient evidence, and then we're supposed to state the alternative hypothesis. And so the alternative hypothesis is our true mean is different than 0.295.
Okay, thank you.
$30, $40.
Okay. A study was done to test the notion that people are taller when they first wake up in the morning than in the evening right before they go to bed. To test this theory, the heights of children in a boarding school in India were measured. Values were recorded in millimeters for each child in the morning and again in the evening. The data is recorded in ampm-height.xlsx. You want to determine if the children are taller in the morning than in the evening. Define the differences as AM height minus PM height. Construct a 95% confidence interval for the true mean difference of heights and conduct a hypothesis test at a level of significance alpha equals 0.05 to determine if the children are taller in the morning than in the evening. Input your answers below. Input the lower bound of your confidence interval. Round your answers to 3 decimal places. So I got this one wrong.
I got 8.543.
Got kicked out of my laptop.
What did you say you got, Christian?
8.543.
Okay.
For which one?
For question 40.
40.
8.543.
Is that what you got, Daniel?
I don't know. My laptop kicked me out. It died.
Oh.
I wrote it down. I could reference check it when I get on. I gotta wait for my laptop to load. 40. What did you get again? 8.728.
No, I got 8.543.
For 40? I submitted mine. I got it right. 40.
You got what? 9.5.2 what?
Let me get to it real quick.
So I actually just redid it on Excel, and I got the same thing as Daniel, which is 8.728.
728. Were you able to capture 41?
We haven't gotten there yet. It's in there.
For the upper, I got 11.207. What did you got, guys?
10.455.
I also got that.
Input the test statistic for this test. Round your answer to 3 decimal places. I got 0.637.
22.446. 42.
I also got what Daniel got. So.
42.446.
Yep.
No.
Number 43. Input the degrees of freedom for this test. I got 40.
40.
Are you ready to continue?
Yeah.
Input the p-value for this test. I got 1, but I don't know if it is okay.
I got 0.000. So.
0.0.
Yeah. Is that what you got, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay. 45. Based on your results of this test, is there enough evidence to suggest that the children are taller in the morning than even in the evening? And I got C. Yes, because we rejected the null.
Oh. Yeah. Me too. Same one as the third option.
Okay, I only got one question wrong. How'd you guys do?
I'm checking right now.
Okay.
Which one did you get wrong?
Question 8. It's with the double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, that's the one we went off of paired, or what did we go off of? Right?
Yeah, I did paired. Yeah, I think we did paired.
Let's see. Submit it right now.
Okay. Okay, guys, thank you.
Yeah.
When's the test?
I think it's due tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was tonight that it was due.
Oh, nope. You got one more day.
That's good.
Okay, see you on Thursday. On Thursday, we are going to work on the project, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, perfect.
Well, do you guys mind if I say the prayer?
Yep.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day and for the opportunity that we've had to gather together as a group, and we ask of you to please be with each of us and our families, and that we'll all be able to make it to next time's meeting. And we ask you to please bless Jennifer in particular. And we ask you to please bless us, that we'll be able to remember the things we've learned this night, and that we'll be able to apply it to the test that we'll be taking soon. And we ask you to please help us each to do well. And we say these things in Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.